So I'm writing this new action track at the moment, and instead of waiting till the end and sort of showing everyone saying, "But here's my track," I wanted to show everyone kind of the process that I'm going through in writing it and sort of document as I go, really. So in this track, yeah, it's meant to be sort of big and epic and action-packed. I've been playing a lot of Nier Automata at the moment, which is cool, so I'm trying to get that kind of style of music. Right, I've got staccato strings on this bit here. And I've got this little snare drum just to add a little bit of rhythm, just going 1, 2, 3. Then I've got a bass drum on this one. And then the only other thing I've got at the moment are some violas. You can see they're sort of doing double stops throughout the whole thing. Well, either double stops or it could be 2 different violas. It's whatever you want when it's all MIDI, isn't it? So that's all I've got on this bit so far, and then this bit here is going to be like the second section, which I'll show you in a second. So if we start off from a good place, right, if we start from here and I play it, you'll hear, let's just do the strings, let's solo them by themselves. So if we solo those, right, I'll play this, and they're kind of driving the whole track really, they're the main bit. So let me play this. Anyway, you get the idea on that one. So for those strings, let's unsolo them. I've used this lovely little string library here for the staccato strings. And so I've chosen, you can choose, you want like 8 strings or just 3 or whatever, and then you can choose between a close mic and a hall mic and the width and the volume, and yeah, you can make it sound really kind of how you want. But they're always staccato. But yeah, they're really good for that driving sound. So that's what that bit is there. Let's move that off. What else we got? A snare, that's kind of obvious, and the bass drums just doing a little bit every now and then. Let's take that off. And yeah, the only other thing are the violas. But let's play this bit all together, and you'll get an idea of what it sounds like. It's super simple at the moment. So literally those 4, is it 4? Yeah, those 4 tracks, that's it, just trying to get as big a sound as possible. And then the idea is I'll add more later on, so when I'm writing, I like getting sort of the basic chords down, or the basic little melody, and I write the whole thing first, and then I go back over everything and layer things on top. I don't know if that's the correct way to write, or if there is a correct way, I don't know. I suppose it's whatever works for you. Anyway, this is the first section as it is. And you might have noticed there is this bit here, which is this quick violin, I've called it. Really, that's sort of a placeholder. Really, I wanted something that was quicker. I know it's called quick violin. I wanted something that was even quicker than that, but I don't actually know how to write sort of a run. Something that goes, which is going to sound stupid, but something that kind of goes like up and down and kind of, yeah, really quick. I didn't know how to write that, so I've just put in just something quick as a placeholder until I learn, basically, and hopefully I will have learned by the end of the track. Okay, so that's that bit. I call that bit the first section. So basically it does that at the beginning, goes all the way through to there, pretty much does the same thing again, and this bit here just adds the violin on to let you know that you go into a different section. Alright, and then on section number 2, let's move this to here and highlight this. Okay, so section number 2, I wanted to make it drop down really quickly. So on this one, I'll play it to you first so you can hear what it's like, and then explain it a tiny bit. So there you go, that was the second section. On this one, I am using, if I bring this back over here, I'm using this new library I got called Soto Strings. and it's in 16-bit at the moment instead of 24-bit because I had a lot of difficulty trying to actually download their library. It just took ages, and I eventually got all the 16-bit stuff working, had to download it from multiple servers, and I thought, I cannot be arsed with downloading the 24-bit. So that's why it's on 16-bit. And this Soto library is interesting. It's not something I've really used before, but it's a phrase-based library, and when you hold down a chord, some people call it cheating. I don't. I just call it inspiration. When you hold down a chord, it plays these. You've got a high section, a mid section, and a low. Or you can have high, low, low. You can have a whole bunch of stuff. But this one's got high, mid, and low. And these graphics here are kind of what the instrument is doing. So you can see on all of them, they're sort of going up and down, up and down. And they're all kind of doing that together. And yeah, it plays a phrase for you rather than just holding a chord. So if I solo that one, where are we? We are here. All right, let me just expand that. So if I solo that one and start from there, you'll hear, okay, well, let's bring up the keyboard as well. Where's that? It's vanished. Keyboard? Ah, there it is. Okay, so you'll see the keys, bam, I'm holding down. So the keys that you can hold down are in this blue section here. And then, yeah, you'll see I'm just holding down one chord pretty much, I think. And you'll hear I'll have a high section going up, down, and a mid and a low. But yeah, have a listen to this. Let me get the MIDI up as well, just so you can see. There you go. Super boring. It's literally one chord all the way through. And then you can see this bit down here. I'm using the mod wheel just to bring in, let me go here, this instrument and this instrument, so the highs and the mids. The mod wheel is going up like that, and I'm bringing those two bits in, but this one doesn't have, see that button there? Doesn't have that bit enabled, so the mod wheel is only controlling the volume of these two, so it kind of brings them in naturally. Alright, so let me play that bit and you'll kind of hear what I'm talking about. So yeah, there you go. That is Soto Strings. The nice thing about it is you can actually look at the notation if you want to. So let's say, what can I remember how to look at the notation? Yeah, there you go. Lovely. So you can see exactly what it's doing, and it's doing a nice little triplets there. And that kind of, it's using it as a learning tool. So I mean, it sounds lovely, but if I wanted to, I could then go, well, okay, this is what it's doing. I can take strings myself, like violin 1, violin 2, and replicate that and maybe change it a bit. So you can use it as a learning tool rather than just saying, well, this sounds good, I'll just keep it as that. That is, let's move that away again. And so that is the track so far, pretty much. The only other thing I've really added in, again, you've got quick violin, just doing a little bit of ascending melody there, and then the violas, and then, yeah, it's okay. The only other bit I've added in is the horns here. So the horns, I'm using East-West for that. So if I go to my horns there we go. So these are all the notes you can play, and then these bits are the key switches. So you see it starts off in this one, and it kind of, the horn's playing 2 notes, and it gets that big kind of swelling noise, and then on this bit here, you can see there's one other key switch, and when I hit that one, it's just to make sure this note doesn't swell, it just kind of plays. So the horns by themselves, this will be the last bit, if I just play that, you'll hear them swelling. So there you go, that's all the parts of the track so far. And yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of document it rather than just have it all as a finished product at the end. I wish, I still wish now, I wish more people would document as they're going along so you can see their writing process and learn from them. And I'm not expecting anyone to learn from me at all because I don't really have a writing process yet. But hopefully, I don't know, I watch this in 5 years' time and I'll look back and go, Oh, that's how I used to do it. Oh, okay. Yeah, be interesting. Alright, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll make another video soon and hopefully finish the track. Bye.